Hello and welcome to my kitchen. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is getting ready to enjoy a day of just reflection and spending time with their family or friends, however you spend your day. So I've got to get this turkey going if I want to eat on time. Unlike my mom, she would always say, we're going to eat by such and such, and 2 hours later, we're finally eating. So I try to kind of stick to a little tighter schedule. So what I've done, I have a 16-pound turkey. I put him in the refrigerator on Sunday to thaw. So he's got just a little bit of crystallized ice still in the cavity, but for the most part, he's completely thawed out. If you're not sure, just Google it, really simple. Then I've gone ahead and pulled out the neck, because they do put the neck inside the cavity. And then you don't want to forget about the giblets, which are always on the back side. So, and it's usually in a paper, kind of a papery little pouch. So just pull that out. Most people just toss it, but you know, if you want to do something with it, make your giblet gravy, you can do that as well. I don't do that, so mine just goes in the trash. So we are going to get this bird prepared. So after you clean it, we're going to go ahead and make a butter, because this bird needs some moisture. So I've taken 1 stick of butter, and I'm going to add some salt. And this bird is big enough, you don't have to worry about over salting it. And some pepper, that's probably going to be enough. So just put that back in there. And then I'm going to take an orange, and I'm going to zest about half of this orange. So I'm just going to zest that in there just to add a little bit of flavor. And you're just wanting to take the orange part off. You don't want to go into that whiter part, because then it becomes a little bitter. So we're just going to zest part of that. Okay. That'll add a little flavor, and then we're going to split this in half. And I'm going to just squeeze some of the juice in there too. Okay. Just lay that there. And then I also want to add some parsley. And when I was at the store, they were out of fresh parsley. So I just got some of this. It's already chopped up in a tube. So I'm just going to squirt probably about, that was probably about a tablespoon. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. So just mix it up. Pretty good. Of course, when you put that juice in there, that citrus juice, it makes it a little harder. Okay, so clean that off. Okay, so what we're going to do, and some of you may not like this, but we're going to put this butter in between the meat of the bird and the skin. So I've already kind of gone through and tried to pull this up by just putting my hand in there and just kind of working, loosening that skin up away from that. So don't be afraid, it's okay. All right, so we're just gonna take some of this and we're just gonna shove it in there. There's no easy way to do this. I suppose you could probably use a piping bag if you wanted to, but who wants to get a piping bag and tip and all that stuff and make it dirty? So let's just use our hands. So shove it in there. And that's going to add a lot of moisture. So then you can just kind of work it from the top side. And I tried to loosen it up from the back side too, but that was a little harder. So you just don't want to stick your fingers through there. And we'll use all this butter, so so don't worry. All right. So when you cook this, you're gonna cook it at 325 degrees. I just put it on the roasting setting. If you don't have a roasting setting, just put it on bake, that's fine. Basically it's the same. If you have a convection oven, then it's going to cook slightly faster than just a regular oven. So we're just going to rub this all over like so. And of course some of this is going to drip down into the pan, so you can use that to make your gravy with later. So that'll flavor that up nicely. All right. Now, on a previous video, when we were prepping, I was chopping up some vegetables and was talking about saving these to put in the bird. So that's what we're gonna do. So we've got some onion, about half of a large onion that I've chopped up. And we're just gonna toss that in. And a couple of carrots. This kind of helps, it's not really gonna flavor your bird so much as it's just gonna kind of help with some of the moisture. All those vegetables have water content in them, so that's just gonna help moisturize your bird from the inside out. So, especially since the breast is up here, it tends to get dry the quickest. So, you want it to be good. So shove that in there. Let's see if we can get another carrot in there. And then we're gonna put some celery. And he'll look like a funny bird, but that's okay. So last year was my very first time ever cooking an actual turkey. I mean, I've helped my mom since I was a kid, you know, and watched her do it, but until last year I had never actually cooked my own bird, and it actually turned out pretty good. So we're just gonna kind of cap that orange in there like so. Okay. So I decided I was gonna do it again this year. So trying to get all of this butter off. We're just gonna salt and pepper the outside of the bird. So like I said, it's gonna be at 325 degrees. This bird, since it's 16 pounds, about 3.5 to 4 hours. I will check it at the 3-hour mark. And of course it has a pop-up timer somewhere on here. I think I covered it up with butter. Don't trust the pop-up. We've had turkeys in the past that the pop-up timer never popped. Obviously it was done. And then we've had them where they pop too soon. So don't trust it. Just go get you a very simple, inexpensive biotherm thermometer. So at the 3-hour mark, I'll use this and I'll stick it in a couple of different places. We'll check the breast, we'll check the thigh, and then we'll check in another spot. And you want it to be 165 degrees. Once it's 165 degrees, it's done. You can pull it and just let it set. Don't pull it out and carve it immediately. You want it to rest for a good 30 minutes. It's gonna stay hot. You're gonna finish making your gravy and getting your table set. So just let it set. That way all the juices can redistribute throughout the bird and you'll have a juicier turkey. So, all right, so I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna cover this in foil, and yes, I cover the entire bird. When I check it at that 3-hour mark, I will pull the foil and then leave it off. That way it'll get a little bit of a golden color on it. So I'm gonna tint it and pop it in the oven, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks, bye.